talking about scams again. I don't know what to tell you. Every single minute there's another scam born, and every 5 minutes there's another victim of a scam being taken advantage of. It is unreal, the current landscape of the internet with how rampant scams are. It's crazy. There are more active scammers on this planet than there are ants. It's just vile. Nowhere and no one is safe. I'm going to make up a statistic real quick, and I want it to be an alarming one just to illustrate the intensity of the situation. 1 out of every 2 people in this world is either a scammer or a victim. So, sleep in fear. Now today I'm going to be going over a scammer that I'm pretty confident most of you haven't heard of. I only recently learned about them thanks to a YouTuber named Maddie Balls who made a great video exposing the whole situation and going over it thoroughly. So the link to the full video, of course, is going to be in the description of this one. I'm just going to show some of the clips and go over like the general broad strokes of what the scam is. It's a pretty interesting one, albeit nothing unique about it. But what I find interesting is their commitment to the facade. So the scammer is named Carter Jamison, and he's built his career, well, career is a term I'm using super loosely because it's an illusion of a career. Carter Jamison is an Instagram influencer, which again is a term that has no meaning at all. That is the biggest nothing fucking sandwich of a term. But he has 1 million followers on Instagram, almost all of which are botted, by the way. And he sells courses, which are like media packages in order to get you clout. The man is a literal clout vendor. He's an exposure goblin, and you pay him thousands of dollars for these packages to hopefully blow up your brand or increase your online presence. That's his whole hustle. He's a guru scammer. There's nothing unique there whatsoever. But what's impressive about Carter Jamison is his tenacity and persistence to prey on gullible kids and desperate adults. He seems to have been a born slimy weasel of a person because he's been scamming for quite some time now, and he's only 19 years old. This is a young man. He's like fresh out of high school and already a notorious scammer. In fact, he was one of the puppet masters behind Lana Rhoades' NFT scam
Respect
from like
the
8 or
hustle,
9
dog.
months ago, which I know a lot of you are probably familiar with because that was a huge scam. He was one of the people behind it that made off with $1.5 million in that rug pull. This was his first major scam, and I guess he must have really enjoyed the taste of shit in his mouth because he just continues to scam from here. It's only escalated. So not only does he do the press package shit where he like sells these $1,000 packages of like articles or whatever, he also does these very shady giveaways where I'm not entirely convinced people actually get the items they're supposed to receive from the giveaways. But even still, giveaways in and of themselves and the way that Carter Jamison does them are always sketchy because he's hiring rappers and pretending to be friends with them in order to promote the giveaway. So that way people start following the account and, you know, signing up, whatever, all that, under the idea that they're going to get this item, and also under the idea that the rapper that is there is a big supporter, so it must be legitimate, even though that's not exactly telling the whole story. Carter Jamison also has 2 other NFT scams that he has run since the Lana Rhoades one, so he's just been on this upward trajectory of thousands upon thousands of scams that he just keeps fucking spearheading. And like I said, he's only 19. I have to imagine he started doing this as a child, like an actual toddler. Like, he probably opened a lemonade stand when he was 8 years old, but didn't actually sell lemonade. He sold water with, like, a hint of lemon in it because he wanted to save money on the lemons. So he just sold people the idea of lemonade. Like, I guarantee this guy's been scamming for a long time. Like, probably took notes out of Ed, Edd n Eddy when they were scamming for Jawbreakers. He probably was scamming around his middle school for, you know, $15, $20 off like a homework racket or something. Like, this kid.
All right, we got it. He's a scammer. Holy shit.
Go ahead and play clips from the video. So pretty sad one. Like, he's 19 years old and he's already a piece of shit. Carter Jamison.
Oh, it's another one of his like. Okay, now I'm gonna just watch the fucking Maddie Balls video.
I'm gonna.
Not his best vid. No, I just like. I love when Charlie does like the stand down, you know, content. But I would rather just watch the OG one.
Carter Jamison is someone who's been seen with Chief Keef, Kodak Black, Lil Durk, Bobby Shmurda, Summer Rae, Lil Yachty, Steve Will Do It, Cole Bennett, and many other celebrities. But how does he know?
He's the GOAT. Like, what do you mean? This kid's cool as fuck.
all these people. Who is Carter Jamison? Well, his website says he's a 19-year-old serial entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of the digital marketing company Gateway Agency. But I think he's a
Yeah, he's the goat way, dude. He's not even a gateway. He's the goat way. Also,
liar. So to understand how this guy has made millions from lying, misleading, and scamming, we have to dig a little bit deeper. Also, I just want to clarify, this video isn't necessarily to hate on him, and I don't want you guys sending hate his way because that's not really what I'm about. But I do think it's worth bringing awareness to this because this guy and other people like him have made tons of money from deceiving others. So I'm hoping that if nothing else, this video helps people not be so easily deceived. So Carter Jamison recently started getting a ton of attention when people found out he was dating Ali Lottie. If you're not familiar with Ali Lottie, she was the girl that Juice WRLD was dating when he passed. Fans were upset about this when they found out, but not necessarily because she moved on. They were more so upset because Carter was wearing a watch that Juice apparently gave Ali, and he posted it on his Instagram story with a Juice WRLD song. He was also wearing one of Juice WRLD's shirts that was apparently a one of one. He was flexing a bag that Ali said Juice had custom made for her, and he was also seen on TikTok showing off Juice WRLD's house and home studio. This understandably upset many fans, and it led to many TikToks about it and a few YouTubers covering it. But
isn't she also like a meth head or something? Dude, I know this because, God, I really shouldn't know this, but I do know this. Didn't they get arrested recently? Since in the time that this video came out, literally in between this video coming out and like recently, I'm almost certain that they were arrested. I didn't know who the dude was, but she got arrested, no?
personally, I'm pretty uninterested when it comes to YouTube drama like this, so I was pretty uninterested about the situation. That was until I saw a thread by @Zifa on Twitter. In the thread, he basically exposed Carter for being a scammer and running some really shady businesses. After I read that, I checked out his Instagram and I saw him hanging out with all of these rappers and well-known people, which really piqued my interest. I had a lot of questions. How does this kid know all these people? Who is he? Why does he have so many followers? Is he really even a scammer? Well, after I did a little bit of digging, I was able to find out the answers to all of those questions. So Carter Jamison is another one of those social media gurus you see online, but instead of selling you a course, he's selling you popularity. You might notice he has decent engagement and relationships with well-known people. You check out his website and it looks very professional, and he even has multiple articles written about him by Forbes, USA Today, The Sun, and more. He's a self-proclaimed digital marketing guru who promises to scale your digital footprint to the largest of its potential. And from what you see on his profile, it looks like he knows what he's doing. At a glance, he seems very successful.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, like, those articles are fucking easy to get written about yourself. You just, like, pay for it.
The type of guy you might want to
One thing to look for is, like, you can get a contributor to write it, oftentimes.
learn from.
But, yeah, you can definitely pay to get those articles written
work
about you.
with. But that is where you're wrong. Everything that makes him look legitimate upon
How would you know? Motherfucker, you think people have written about me in these articles that I've paid for? I literally try to actively stop people from writing about me, not the other way around.
upon further inspection actually proves his guilt.
Yeah, me. Famously, I have a PR agent. You know, just the worst PR agent on the planet, I guess. Think.
Botted engagement. Before his engagement increased 100 times because of Juice WRLD fans hate bombing him, he could be seen botting his account, as you can see from all these fake comments. And if that isn't proof enough, here's a picture of him testing out botted engagement on one of his Twitter accounts. And here on his YouTube channel, you can see over 1,000 botted comments on one of his YouTube shorts that only has 600 likes. So it's safe to assume that he's botting likes and possibly followers too. Then there's his press. When I first saw on his website that he had a ton of articles featuring him and his business, it really made me think he was legitimate. But when you read the fine print, you can actually see that some of them are paid for. One says featured partner, one says promoted content, and another even says this story is paid for by an advertiser. Members of the editorial and news staff of the USA Today network were not involved with the creation of this content. Even though he said himself he's never paid for press, it looks like he has.
I get all my press either naturally or someone comes to me and asks me. I've never actually just paid outright for them.
And if he paid for these three, I'm willing to bet that he paid for the others as well. And this is even more ironic because of the fact that he sells press publication on his Gateway Agency website. I'll talk about that a little bit more when it comes to his business. And the Forbes article that he linked wasn't even in his favor. Honestly, it kind of made him sound stupid. Finally, there's his followers and his relationships. This is important because when we see someone with a lot of followers, we tend to think they're legitimate.
The deception exists because the large follower numbers trick our brains into giving out credibility naturally credibility from the social proof. More followers means more credibility, right?
But I don't think Carter's botting
Ironic because like there are ways to find out that it's like not real. You know what I mean? Engagement numbers. But most people don't recognize that. They just don't know. They think like, oh, a lot of follower, big number, better person.
his followers are faking his relationships with these people. I think that's all real, and he's achieved it through his business. So Carter's main business, Gateway Giveaways, is doing giveaways with rappers and other influencers. He uses a method called loop giveaways where he partners with popular people to give away items. Carter and probably others will spam DM people with details about the giveaway campaign. They show the estimated growth and how much it'll cost to buy into it. And the reason that someone would want to buy a spot is because when the celebrity announces the giveaway, they have a variety of steps to win. Typically, they'll point you towards another account, and then they'll tell you to follow everyone that account is following. That account will be following all of the investors. So in return for their money, they will be receiving thousands of real followers. So when he gets that investor money, he buys the
This shit is so dumb, dude. And people fucking fall for this so much. It's so stupid. It's gotta be, it's kids, right? Yeah, it's always kids.
items for the giveaways, flies out to meet the influencer or the rapper, takes some pictures with them to make his Instagram look better, takes pictures for the giveaway, pays the influencer, and keeps a ridiculous amount of money for doing little to nothing. It really is an infinite money glitch. And the giveaways themselves aren't necessarily scams. They're not against Instagram's terms of service or anything. And I think he actually
Yeah, they got arrested for possession of meth or cocaine, purpose to deliver, theft of property. Anyway.
does give away the items. He might not, I'm not sure. I have seen people say they haven't gotten their stuff. That might not be true. But we have seen him choose who he partners with using some ethically questionable reasons.
It was Asian DeBrat, who was King Von's girlfriend. And whenever he first passed away, obviously she was blowing up.
And he's also bragged about partnering
Oh
with
my
Nelly
God.
while he's in jail, photoshopping some PS5s onto a picture of him. So his business looks pretty shady. You can also buy into the loop giveaways on his website through his business, Gateway Agency. And his business offers a variety of other overpriced services. For example, you can buy different press packages that offer articles and other sorts of press. Like this Google
Knowledge panel? Google Knowledge Panel is the blue badge of internet searches. This separates professional global business individuals from small
panel
ones.
package, which costs $6,500 when you can do it for free yourself. Then in the description, he has the nerve to say, you must have 20 other notable articles already wrote about you to receive this one, which is another lie. And then he tells you to buy a different press package before purchasing this one. When you buy these press packages, you're paying thousands of dollars for something that can be done for $100 to $300, which his friend says in an interview as he agrees.
For anyone listening, if you're looking for PR, you could essentially get an article written about you in New York Times. Now, the salesman selling it to you, that article should be anywhere between $100 to like $300, but the salesman's going to try and sell it to you for $1,000.
Yeah.
He sells ad management, verification, websites, billboard advertisements, and
I don't know about that for the New York Times, but yeah, for the most part, if you're talking about like USA Today, Forbes, like I don't think you can get a fucking article in the New York Times for $300. These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Holy shit. And he's like, yeah, no, that's not true. You definitely can do that for Forbes, USA Today, and the like, though. Can you imagine you could get a fucking article written about you for $100 in the New York Times? What planet are these motherfuckers living on, dude? No, on the websites like Forbes' website, USA Today's website, yeah, you can definitely get an article written about you. For the New York Times, you have to be like an oil baron, brother. That's not how that works. The only reason why I've gotten written up by the New York Times is because like I know journalists there. They personally are fond of what I do. So they personally decided to write about me. There's no other way that you could fucking just like weasel and PR your way into something like that. I do not work for the State Department. I am not a Getty. I will not be getting a write-up in the New York Times. You know what I mean?
and more. And I'm going to take a random shot in the dark here and assume that he does not deliver on all of these, and if he does, it isn't as advertised. Especially because apparently they only accept payments through Cash App, which is very sketchy. And I guess he also used to sell paid shoutouts on his Instagram and then just delete them right away after you paid for it, which probably didn't really make a difference because most of his Instagram followers are either inactive or fake. And if none of this convinced you that his business is shady, all of the gateway Instagram accounts have botted engagement as well. For example, this one has 250,000 followers with under 1,000 likes on their recent post. Or this one with 150,000 followers has a couple thousand likes on each post, and then oops, 23 likes, forgot to bot that one. Even if this engagement isn't botted, it's done through the loop giveaways, and it goes to show that this so-called social media marketing guru is really just a liar and a fraud who creates an illusion to sell you his overpriced service. Especially since he's targeting a lot of rappers with his giveaways, he'll probably have a lot of wannabe artists following him, wanting to grow their fan base, so they end up purchasing his garbage service as well. Like I said, I can't confidently say that everything this guy is doing is a scam, and I don't have evidence for every single thing I've accused him of. All I can really say is at the very least he's very misleading and he's a liar. But the reason that I believe he is scamming when it comes to the giveaways and the influencer marketing is because he's been caught scamming before. Before Carter brought his scams to the rap community, he was exposed for being one of the masterminds behind Lana Rhoades' CryptoSys NFT rug pull, where her, Carter, and some others made off.
Holy fuck, bro. There's no way. Lana Rhoades had a fucking crypto Discord server with 145,000 members. Okay, now this makes a lot more sense that like Andrew Tate was able to run the Hustlers University scam. Crypto, specifically in the specifically on Discord, I guess, just automatically translates to 100,000 fucking rubes minimum. You know what I mean? It's just, there's so many dumb motherfuckers internationally. I did not know about this, but the fact that there are 9,000, like this is a real Discord server. This is like my Discord server, man. This is a very active Discord server. 9,800 online, 145,000 members. Like this is the same size as my fucking Discord. Discord, which is a cesspool.
Her, Carter, and some others made off with $1.5 million in Ethereum. At the beginning of the year, Lana Rhoades, who if you don't know is a very popular influencer, began promoting her NFT project CryptoSys. There were 6,069 awful looking NFTs that were being marketed as an investment, and investors were promised that this was a long-term project with NFTs that were going to grow in value. Carter even said it himself.
Unlike other pump and dump.
Wait, when she got called out, she scapegoated Ukraine. But in the grand picture of things, it's so fucking stupid for me to even address outside of finding a solution for the actual holders of the NFT. People are living in fear of their life in Ukraine right now, and people are worried about NFTs. What does the world come to? Oh my God. I love that. That's fire. I didn't even know she did that. Good for her. She can do whatever she wants.
Projects, we don't just plan on stopping after minting, so we actually have to be able to fund all that stuff.
They were hyping it up so much to the point where multiple people even got tattoos of the NFT and they were reposting it. Personally, I can't imagine knowingly scamming people, watching them get tattoos of the NFT and reposting it. So they minted or released it on January 22nd, and the following day they pulled out all of the money, which was about $1.5 million worth of Ethereum.
The money was drained out of this account 1 day post mint. $1.6 million was drained out of this mint for the NFTs 1 day after they sold the collection.
The reason that they did this is because apparently Lana's feelings got hurt by the negativity in the community, but obviously this was just an excuse to take the money. Tons of people in the community talked about this rug pull, so it's a pretty well-known scam, and somehow Carter still has a career. And this wasn't the first time that Lana had worked with Carter.
Hey guys, it's Lana. I've teamed up with Gateway Giveaways, and we're giving away all these great prizes. All that you have.
It's so weird, like the placement of it all. You know what I mean? You're like sitting in front of a GTR with like 2 PS5s, 2 Xboxes. Like it's always the same shot. There's something so dystopian about every part of this process. Skamaz! Yeah. How would the FTC not just get these people for issuing unregulated securities law? I mean, first of all, the SEC should be doing something as well. But It's more so, you know, pick and choose type situation. So I'll just say it like this. No, I don't think the SEC is corrupt. Stop. I think that they're underfunded deliberately. I think that at the highest level, they don't do as much punitive damage as they're supposed to, and that's by design. And I think that avoiding the scrutiny of the SEC is kind of like avoiding the scrutiny of the IRS, or kind of like avoiding, not the top of the hour ad break, by the way. I'm not doing a debate. Please chill. It's kind of like avoiding getting DMCA'd by like a copyright holder, right? It's not. I already ran the ad break. You guys are fucking brain broken. Chill out. It's literally like some copyright holders are very litigious. Yo, rate my eats. What the hell is this? Attack on Titan ass food that you're eating. Some copyright holders are very litigious and they'll come after you, like the NFL or the Olympics. Some copyright holders are not very litigious and never come after you, like MasterChef, especially older seasons. Some copyright holders are not that litigious, but then, you know, everyone's favorite, socialist streamer decides to watch a Kid Nation episode from 9 years ago that's been on YouTube for 9 fucking years, and then they alert the copyright holder, and then the copyright holder does become litigious after 9 years of allowing the videos to remain on YouTube unscathed. You know. It happens.
What to do is follow the steps below.
Right now, Carter has other NFT projects like Billionaire Butterfly Club, which I'm assuming is another attempted pump and dump rug pull type of deal. But in this instance, him and Ali Lottie used Juice WRLD's likeness for a trashy looking NFT, hoping to bring them some attention. But he has one NFT project that is the worst of them all, and it's called Fraternity Apes Party.
Yeah, guys, this is the Fraternity Apes Party. Guys, everybody in this is in the highest level frat of the real life.
Fraternity Apes Party, or FAP for short, is an NFT project where the incentive isn't an investment, but it's that you could go to a cool party with tons of influencers and celebrities, and only holders of the NFT can get in. I doubt any of the people that tons of influencers and celebrities, and only.
Oh my God, is that Phase Adapt? Oh my God. Oh, come on, dog. Is that him? Is that?
Tons of influencers and celebrities, and only holders of the NFT can get in. I doubt any of the people there owned one of these.
No, I'm still phasing up.
These awful looking NFTs. They somehow even got the Nelk boys to show up, but they probably paid them too. And then they acted like they were buds, which clearly wasn't the case.
This is fucking my mansion for you. You guys realize that? You guys are fucking savages, man. Metacards, man, I really appreciate you guys. Like, dude, you guys are fucking savages, man. I've been watching you guys for like fucking 5 years now.
I'm done. I've lost the willingness to live, okay? It's over. Like, how can I live? How can I live another day on this planet when I just watched this video? When I watched a man who already is so soulless somehow find it within himself to destroy what remains he has that basically fucking tied him to this planet as a human, okay? Like, he has already carved out his insides and sold everything to the devil. Okay? And in that last moment, he sees the Nelk boys and he thinks one last glaze for the boys before I fucking go to the 7th layer of Dante's Inferno. Just right there. Just one last dick ride, dude. Oh my fucking God. Being this human is a fate worse than death, okay? Guantanamo Bay torture is not going to rob you of your humanity in the same way that this man has robbed his own and sold it. Unacceptable.
You guys are fucking savages, man. Metacours.
You guys are fucking savages, man. Milk boys, you guys are fucking savages, man. I tailored this frat party off of you, man. You guys are fucking savages. I love you, man. I watch your YouTube videos, man. Fuck! Just a fucking unimaginable amount of cocaine and yet no light behind those eyes, dude. Like, he is so zooted. Donald Trump Jr. has more of a personality than this. And they probably consume the same amount of cocaine. My man's got the most pupulated duples, if you know what I'm saying. You sound like a coked out, washed up comedian. Me? Are you him? Are you this guy, Scorpico? Yeah, he went on a journey, dude. Where are you going? You're about to get pulled over with the cops for riding so hard, dude. You're riding dirty, brother. You don't have a seatbelt on. You're just gripping. Your impression.
Man, I really appreciate you guys. Like, dude, you guys are fucking savages, man. I've been watching you guys for like fucking 5 years now. You mean for real? You guys are hilarious.
They also paid YBN Namir to promote this, as if that's gonna help at all either. This is probably one of the worst NFT projects I've ever seen. Like, who thought that this was a good idea? And they even ruined Naruto. He doesn't even wear a mask, and they give him a Sharingan, which just doesn't make any sense. So I'm assuming that this is just another attempted pump and dump.
Yeah. Least unhinged Attack on Titan poster owner. Naruto doesn't even have a Sharingan. No, I'm just kidding. I like this dude's videos so far. This is fun. This is good.
With a different marketing strategy. So is Carter Jamison really a scammer? Well, since the thread that I mentioned earlier went live, Carter has privated or deleted some of his Twitters, and he had his frat ape friend Luke Lintz take down their podcast episode, making him seem especially guilty. And if he's willing to scam people out of $1.5 million, I'm gonna bet that that wasn't the first or last time he's scammed someone. He's using rappers and other influencers' names to make him money and make him look good, just so he can funnel potential clients to his shady business. In reality, his business and identity online as a digital marketing professional is all a lie, fabricated by his fake press, fake engagement, and fake lifestyle. The rappers and the other people partnering with him, or more likely their management, should probably look a little bit more into who they're partnering with rather than just looking at the money they're going to receive, because then they end up associating with a bunch of scammers, which doesn't really make them look good.